Great relationship.
What do you think with Mr. Zelensky as a dictator?
Did I say that? I can't believe I said that. Next question.
We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position to
this question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
Ah,
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the
bad
very
position,
beginning
and he's
of
happens to
allowed
be right
yourself.
about it.
This country's had thousands of kids kidnapped and taken to Russia. Like, this is unbelievable. What the f am I watching? We're watching Trump Zelensky, okay? You ready? Okay, go!
Do you, and now I'm talking with my friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin. What's your message for them?
Uh-oh.
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with...
Why are you saying bad things about Zelensky, you liar? Oh, because you're like a fascist and you like fascists like Putin. Oh, okay.
anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, you know, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough.
My God,
But
just
you're
like
never going to
me.
get a deal that way.
Just like me.
That's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States...
Biden restrained Ukraine's military action. Biden would give weapons and then limit how much they would give them, and then they'd say, "Oh, but you can use these, but not in that way, and you can use these, but not in that way." What the f are you talking about? Oh God, oh, it's so embarrassing. These guys they're learning all about Russia from Russian propagandists. That's what they're doing. It's so. Oh God.
His words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014.
And we engaged in, we tried to go soft, didn't we? Like Obama was people forget this. Obama was a realist, okay? He was a realist. They tried the Minsk Accords. So they tried. They were diplomatic towards Russia. Yeah, we were not aggressive. Like the rest of the world, America, the UK, we were not aggressive with Russia in 2014. Does he not realize that? Obviously he doesn't because he's a Russian stooge, but okay, come on, Zelensky. Come on. Come on.
So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014.
2014 and
2014.
Yeah. So he killed.
Oh my
That's
God.
exactly right.
Yes, but
He's trying to correct him on the year. Oh God, he's oh shit, man. The fucking turbo syphilis is rotting this guy's fucking mind. What the fuck? The accelerated turbo AIDS is tearing his brain to shreds. Why would you try to correct that? You don't know anything about Russia and Ukraine, Trump. They've learned everything from Putin. Oh God. Trump thinks Oleg the Wise is still alive.
during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people are been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
It's just the problem is this is just like the worst approach you could take to these people because they are so fucking sensitive and narcissistic that like I mean Zelensky's right about everything and he's fighting for his country's existence. I don't think there's anything. What can he do though? Like, how do you deal with it when world leaders are literally like throating the thick, gooey propaganda of the guy who's invading you? Like, what do you do? It's so frustrating. I mean, he has tried. Yeah, he has tried being nice for quite a while. What is this? Yeah, this was Romney attacking Obama on Russia. Okay.
In a scene that seems straight out of the Cold War, Russia's parliament gave Vladimir Putin a standing ovation as he ignored warnings from the U.S. and Europe and officially annexed Crimea.
In our hearts, we know that Crimea has always been and always will remain an inalienable part of Russia.
Putin's capture of the Ukrainian peninsula came even after the White House imposed sanctions on top officials in Moscow and raced Vice President Joe Biden to reassure NATO allies in Poland, where he insisted Russia will pay for what he called a land grab.
It will, in fact, see additional sanctions by the United States and the EU.
The crisis in Ukraine edged closer to conflict after one Ukrainian soldier was killed amid reports Russian forces stormed a base in Crimea. In response, Ukraine's armed forces authorized its troops to use weapons in self-defense. Diplomatic tensions were also building. Russia's foreign minister told Secretary of State John Kerry there will be consequences to U.S. sanctions. Kerry agreed Russia has interests in Ukraine, but questioned Putin's motives.
That doesn't legitimize just taking what you want because you want it, or because you're angry about the end of the Cold War or the end of the Soviet Union or whatever it is.
But the president's critics charge he's shown weakness. In the Wall Street Journal, Mr. Obama's former rival Mitt Romney accused the president of, quote, failure when action was possible and needed.
Most of what we hear called for, we are doing.
Governor Romney, I'm glad that you recognize that al-Qaeda is a threat, because a few months ago, when you were asked what's the biggest geopolitical threat facing America, you said Russia, not al-Qaeda, you said Russia. In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back because, the Cold War has been over for 20 years. But, Governor, when it comes to our foreign policy, you see...
That's Lobama. F's in the chat for Mr. Obama. God.
To want to import the foreign policies of the 1980s, just like the social policies of the 1950s and the economic policies of the 1920s. You say that you're not interested in duplicating what happened in Iraq, but just a few weeks ago you said you think we should have more troops in Iraq right now. And the challenge we have, I know you haven't been in a position to actually execute foreign policy.
Oh,
but
wait, this was before the rise of ISIS. Or this was as it was maybe about at the same time it was happening. And America had to send more troops into Iraq, didn't they? Jesus. Mitt Romney. Get your hawks out. Get the hawks out of the cage.
Every time you've offered an opinion, you've been wrong. You said we should have gone into Iraq, despite the fact that there were no weapons of mass destruction. You said that we should still have troops in Iraq to this day. You indicated that we shouldn't be passing 71 senators. Democrats and Republicans voted for it. You've said that first we should not have a timeline in Afghanistan, then you said we should, now you say maybe, or it depends, which means not only were you wrong, but you're also confusing and sending...
This is what Romney, if Zelensky wanted to do this better, I don't know. It's like, would it change anything when your guys are this far gone? If Zelensky had reminded Trump and Vance that this diplomacy route with Russia and this softness on Russia was actually an Obama thing, an Obama policy, and he made fun of people who didn't take Russia seriously, like maybe that, because Trump he really hates Obama, but I don't know.
Messages both to our troops and our allies. So what we need to do with respect to the Middle East is strong, steady leadership, not wrong and reckless leadership that is all over the map. And unfortunately, that's the kind of opinions that you've offered throughout this campaign, and it is not a recipe for American strength or keeping America safe over the long
I'm going to add a couple of minutes here to give you a chance to respond.
Well, of course, I don't concur with what the
Get 'em.
president said about my own record and the things that I've said. They don't happen to be accurate. But I can say this, that we're talking about the Middle East and how to help the Middle East reject the kind of terrorism we're seeing and the rising tide of tumult and confusion. And attacking me is not an agenda. Attacking me is not talking about how we're going to deal with the challenges that exist in the Middle East and take advantage of the opportunity there and stem the tide of this violence. But I'll respond to a couple of things you mentioned. First of all, Russia, I indicated, is a geopolitical foe. Excuse me, it's a geopolitical foe. And I said in the same paragraph, I said, and Iran is the greatest national security threat we face. Russia does continue to battle us in the UN time and time again. I have clear eyes on this. I'm not going to wear rose-colored glasses when it comes to Russia or Mr. Putin. And I'm certainly not going to say to him, I'll give him more flexibility after the election. After the election, he'll get more backbone.
It's a shame he's called Mitt. What a stupid name. See, what is it short for? Is he called Mitthew? Mitt.
Talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Cringe.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems.
Oh, fuck.
You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Really? There's conscription in a country that's in an existential war that they're fighting for their survival as a nation, and they have conscription, bro. You pudgy peace-faced. What the?
Have you been to Ukraine? That you say what problems we have.
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems? Bringing people into your military?
Conscription is bad, though. Conscription is never going to be a good thing for anyone. But fuck you. Conscription is necessary for some nations that are defending themselves against an existential threat. Yeah, of course. What the fuck?
And I know what happens.
Have you been to Ukraine? That you say what problems we have.
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President.
You're kidding me, man.
Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not
God,
get
it's a
war.
fucking dog.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very
You
strong.
will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he's happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position.
They've lost like hundreds of thousands of people, man. Fuck me. Oh god, he's saying this to a guy who's like, his country's had thousands of kids kidnapped and taken to Russia. Like, this is unbelievable. What the f am I watching?
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're gambling
I'm the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You're
gambling with World War III. You're gambling
Oh my
with
God.
World War III.
He's a
And
Tim
what
Pool
you're
viewer.
doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's
with
back
all
to
respect to
you.
your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
Times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of
you
America
speaking about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly.
Oh my
Your
God.
country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No, no.
Can
It's
I-
a dog pile, man. They're not even letting them speak. What the? Do you guys understand what this means? It's like we've got FDR like bullying the Polish president. Like what the? Jesus Christ, man! It's like if these people won. Where's the image of them? The marchers, the ones who are like Hitler doesn't do anything to us. It's these guys. It's these guys won. It's if these assholes won. Hitler's not attacked us. Why attack Hitler? Why not peace with Hitler? Oh,
A lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
I know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank you.
president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military.
president.
It's not $350 billion. They've committed about 100 something billion and actually transferred 70 to 80 billion. That's it. Stop lying. And they are on their own. Are there American boots on the ground in Ukraine? Like, are Americans actually fighting Russians right now? No, they're not. That's more or less on their own. Lying. The EU has given more money so far to Ukraine.
Equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West?
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I
accept
said
that there,
thank you
accept
to
that,
American people.
accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're
I
saying
said-
you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what-
that
what
wasn't
this
with me.
means. It
That was
wasn't
with
with
a
you.
guy named Biden who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your,
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you
What
don't
do you
have
mean more thankful? It's so retarded. Like, I don't think this has anything to do with Trump being sensitive, by the way. Zelensky has been so thankful to the United States for like all the assistance that they've had. He has kissed like so many times. This is not to do with Trump being sensitive. This is to do with the fact that Trump and Vance believe Russian propaganda. They're using talking points that are straight out of the Kremlin Tim Pool beanie bunker machine. Like this is disgraceful. It's so disgusting.
have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make
Um,
because the attitudes have to change.
what if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you
but
saying?
what
She's
if
asking,
Russia-
what if
if
Russia
Putin
breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
But they have
Okay?
broken the
What if they
ceasefire
broke it?
many
I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't
Biden?
respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff.
He's still on the Russia gate. Yeah, when Russia tried to use when Russia literally used their state and their intelligence apparatus to help you win an election. Yes. Yeah, they did actually do that. Yeah, they did actually put their own intelligence people into your country to do research and then make fake social media accounts where they pretended to be Americans and then got quoted in the New York Times as authentic American opinions when they were actually Russian intel. And they f***ed about with the Trump campaign with documents and shit like that, saying that we're going to get the Clinton emails. We've got compromising information. We're going to give this to WikiLeaks about the Clinton emails. Like, yeah, that all happened, Trump. Yeah. Trump literally, I think there were 10 times when he tried to obstruct justice on that investigation. Yeah. Ooh, people went to jail for that, Trump.
Scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened.
See, it's funny because I thought it came from like Roger Stone, who was communicating with Russian intelligence officers, who apparently had advanced knowledge of WikiLeaks releases and knew that they were going to get timed in a way that would hurt the Democrats, no? I thought it was like, you know, like Roger Stone, he lied to Congress. He lied to Congress about who he was, his intermediary on the WikiLeaks information drop. The fact that he had communications with someone who had WikiLeaks information, that he tampered with a witness, that he stonewalled Congress. I thought that's where that came from. No?
So THR United States is trying to grape Ukraine through its minerals? And they have to thank us for bullying them? What a disgusting country I live in. Thanks for voting a fascist Russian puppet, guys.
Thanks for the $10. This is it. I think in history, I think history students are going to actually like, this moment is going to be quite important. I just have a really grim feeling that this moment is going to like be something that matters 100 years from now. This is like, I think this is going to be up there with Chamberlain returning with that stupid piece of paper, the peace in our time. This is ooh.
But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. I mean, your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all.
Is he talking about a peace deal or is he talking about the deal for minerals? Because they did already do the mineral deal. I think Ukraine's committing to that, aren't they? He's talking about peace deal. Yeah, the minerals deal was still generous to the United States, but it's not as generous. But I think the minerals deal has been done, hasn't it? Not finalized. We don't even, there's no mention of it having to be ratified by Congress. Oh, God.
Thankful. And that's not a nice
But it's not been
thing. I'll be
signed,
honest,
okay.
that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think?
Wow.
This is going to be great television, I will say that. We'll see what we can do about it. I need the back.
This will be the face, won't it? This will be the face that we all remember on the day that liberty and justice for all was torn to pieces by this inflated, peach-faced fuck who gets all of his information on the at 2 a.m. from Twitter, from Elon Musk's ex. You're welcome, Putin. That's what he's saying.
I need the back. We'll see. I don't know. Guys, come on.
Well done, Trump. We got him. We showed that. We showed our ally. Wow. I think the cameras come back on. Did they come back on? Did they keep fighting or what happens? He rejected the deal and left. Is this a replay? What's happening here? Oh, there's Rubio. What's going on? What am I watching? Is this a replay or what?
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have President Zelensky of Ukraine.
Yeah, this is a loop. This is not... It's a different timeline. It's Groundhog Day. I'm just going to be streaming Trump betraying Zelensky into all eternity. Oh, God. That's horrible. What did I just watch? What the... Apparently, Trump said, come back when you're ready for peace. And Zelensky has rejected the deal and left. He left early. They were going to hold a joint press conference after bilateral talks over the mineral deal. Oh, it was over the mineral deal. Okay. We were watching a racket. We were just watching him try to extort him. He shouted towards the cameras, but they couldn't make out his words. Chuck Schumer, Trump and Vance are doing Putin's dirty work. Senate Democrats will never stop fighting for freedom and democracy. Good luck, bub. Is minerals deal still in the cards? We'll see, says Trump. Uh-oh. That's the art of the deal, isn't it? There it is. To be fair, this is probably how every Trump deal goes. Is there someone in my chat called Ethan Klein is Middle Eastern? It's pretty based, isn't it? I mean, kind of. Dual citizen. Does that make him more of a Levantine than Hassan? Kind of does, doesn't it? Oh. Is he? Is he more of a Levantine than Hassan? I think he is, guys. You know my thoughts on that.
Base?
The worst case scenario for Ukraine. Diplomatic disaster. There's no other way to describe it. Of all the possible outcomes of today's high-stakes meeting at the White House, Zelensky and Trump shouting at each other was not one that anyone pictured. You have to be thankful you don't have the cards, you're running low on soldiers. If you could get a ceasefire right now, I bet you would take it. Kyiv has been preparing for a Trump presidency. Hi, Israeli here. Economic implications of war on citizens is nothing to laugh at. Would you as a UK citizen be ready giving up funding of social programs to fund the war of Ukraine? Mate, our defense budget is like 2.5% of GDP. Not yet. It's going up to 2.5%. I don't know. In World War II, it was 40% or something. We handled it. Like, I don't know. I might just have to enlist. That's what I have to do. European leaders will be watching with horror. The attempt to humiliate Ukraine's wartime leader will only exacerbate the sense of estrangement between the old world and the new. For Britain, Keir Starmer, any hopes of his good work in Washington making a difference for Ukraine appears to have been dashed. Likewise, Emmanuel Macron's bromance with the president has clearly not changed his pre-election for bullying when it mattered most. Don't know if you watch Novara Media, but Aaron was on there pushing hard on Zelensky, which is ridiculous. Yeah, Aaron's foreign policy is really stupid. Yeah, I don't even dislike Aaron Bassani. I think he's actually all right, especially when he fights with lefties on Twitter. But nah, his foreign policy is stupid, like all of them. Yeah, he's one of those ones who kind of does the intellectual Russian steelman, but he actually kind of believes it as well. You don't have the cards. Trump tells Zelensky, Ukrainian ambassador hangs her head in her hands. No, I don't really. This is all Trump and Vance's fault. Fuck off. Like, do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people? It's because he's watched a couple of videos of people getting conscripted and being sad about it. Like, that's it. Okay, Ethan Klein is Middle Eastern. If you're gonna just like derail the stream with random because you're clearly a banned account on having a second pop, you're gonna get banned again. Fuck off. Don't care. If you've watched me and you've literally made a second account to come in at me, what you think there's like some kind of, do you think there's no middle ground between bad apples and Israeli policy? If you haven't listened to a word I've said, so, and you probably never will. So goodbye. Take care. Okay. Ooh, what would you do if you were Zelensky? I don't know. Probably top myself. Are you kidding me? Zelensky just dropped the disaster class in diplomacy with Trump. Was always going to be incredibly tough. Years of anger from Trump just came to the surface. Unpleasant to watch. We are discussing now on Novara Media. Bro, do you have any criticism of Zelensky? Yeah, he should have remembered that America has the Second Amendment. Hi, Spider.
Novara Media and Al Jazeera opinion.
Yeah, bro. I think we're cooked. I think we're cooked, bro.
Yeah.
All I have to do. I think we're cooked.
That's a treasonous statement.
Oh my god.
That's a treasonous statement. That's your president.
Oh, how's he my president, bro? Like, who's this guy? Oh my god. Wait, have any like confrontation like happened in history? Like, I know that Xi Jinping and like Justin Trudeau, but like have like any other like world leaders got into it like that?
Nah, that's a little bit new,
bro. I think we're just so cooked. Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's like the 20 years and like the 20 years in the Middle East or like, but like, bro, how you do a 180, bro? What? Oh my god, bro! I think we're cooked, bro. More bucks. We need help. But what's your thoughts on what's your interview?
My thoughts on what just happened?
Yeah, I think we're just
Zelensky's first bit of pushback here, if I'm not misremembering, was he attacked Obama's policy, didn't he?
2015.
And whatnot. I'm sending aid to Ukraine during the 2014
What
invasion.
makes America a good country is America engaging.
Let me watch this. Hang on.
I'm aligned with the world.
I'll
and I want
this
to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I tell you, the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a
I can't make a deal with this guy so pissed off at Putin.
question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe in...
Even that doesn't make sense. Biden Biden didn't talk. He's so stupid. Biden didn't talk tough against Putin until the invasion. How aggressive was Biden being towards Putin before 2022?
Not
Really, Obama's
really.
VP.
Engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine.
Let's see where it
part of
derails.
East
Go on, let's
and
just see the moment.
Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So
Here we go.
during
Get him.
a lot of years, so I'm
Not sure
speaking
about that
just
one.
Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2015.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly
but-
right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr.
are
President,
not
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the
Yeah, this is completely. Vance is escalating the out of this argument. Yeah,
I think Zelensky was asking like what type of diplomacy like in general.
yeah, it's so dumb.
Wait, hold on. This is my take. Wouldn't Trump be like pro Obama during that era? Because like Obama didn't get involved, right? Is that hypothetical?
Hang on,
bro. This is so bad. I think, bro. I don't know. I have to go to Israel, boys. Chat, I think I'm cooked. I'm about to go to Israel.
Why are you going to Israel?
For the one time, I'm gonna take BB Netanyahu instead of John Trump, bro. I think we're cooked, man. Yo, Little Bucks, I got a question. What's your thoughts on what Scar said? He wants a Jewish baddie. Maybe, but what do you think Hassan's reaction is gonna be?
Don't know. Zelensky, but also Trump. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
We're uber cooked. We're uber cooked.
Right. That's gonna happen early, right? Boys? We're not gonna take the isolationist route like in World War II.
This isn't the isolationist route. This is the siding with Vladimir Putin route.
No, it's dang, bro. I thought the war in Ukraine would like be like this is it. This is like the end all be all for Europe or Russia in general. But no, Zelensky is crazy.
It's not the be all end all of things. I mean,
come on. Like when the war, okay, I was like what, a senior in high school, dude. When the war in Ukraine happened in 2022, I was like, oh, this is the Russians. This is like number 2 in the military, dog. Nah, they say
I mean, the Russians
3
haven't
days.
really performed that well.
I know. Come on. You're talking to
Listen,
like.
I just want to say one thing because the people in chat are fucking killing me. It doesn't matter how Zelensky talked to Trump. It doesn't matter if Zelensky went in there and offered to suck his dick. It was always going to end bad. Instead of asking why Zelensky didn't try this psychological method or that tone of voice, none of it matters. JD and Trump wanted a chance to dunk on him because it gets them political points here. So please shut the fuck up with Zelensky should have watched his tone. Okay? That's all I have.
It's like Trump could have literally throated both of their fucking knobs, okay, and taken both of their loads, and they would have they'd have both gone home, okay, smoked a fucking cigarette, and got their information from fucking the Russian propaganda machine on Twitter. Okay, like as they have been doing clearly for the last fucking 5 years. Like, yeah, it's so okay. I'm just rephrasing exactly what you said. But okay.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't take it.
Translating.
I just couldn't take it. Like, he's already being basically victim blamed by Trump and Vance, and then people in chat are doing the same thing. Like, shut up. You know what? The time to talk nicely to them is way past. It's way past. It's never going to work because they're not fair actors. They're not good people. They're not. You can't trust them. Trump will turn around and betray you tomorrow as soon as it suits him. So all it would have done for Zelensky is made him swallow a second load of his cum when he didn't want to swallow the first one.
Why do you guys use these analogies?
Sorry, Sev.
Question though, how long before we get an AI video of Trump and Putin chilling in Ukraine? What even the
At a wheat field?
Trump
like,
farms.
fucking, like, on a
Trump
fucking
Highlands. I'm waiting for that AI video, and then I'll
Trump-
say what Spider always says. We're
cooked, Chad. All
Yeah,
right, I'm Disgraceful leader. Bye.
Bro, like what?
Wait, what is this? Were people
This is
filming?
like-
Were people filming them when the interview stopped? What's this? When it was done?
And my second question for President.
Hang on, am I screen sharing? You guys see this?
Yeah.
No,
no,
I
I'm not sharing the
the
right one.
C-SPAN?
Okay, change windows. Okay, excuse me.
And my second question for President Zelensky. Do you ever, why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not
Really?
respecting
I don't
the
have
authority of
such.
this office.
I will wear costume.
Marco Rubio
after
looks like he
this
just
war
shit
will
his
finish.
pants.
Yes, maybe
Maybe something
maybe
like this.
something like
Yes,
yours.
sir.
Yes,
That'd be great.
maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than yeah. Thank you.
Second.
Okay, kind of mogged. Nice.
Damn, Marco Rubio, dude. Kind of. Oh my god, dude.
What a piece of Jesus Christ.
I mean, Rubio's just
Also-
like Rubio's just sitting there being like, okay, did I really just like sell out everything I believed in 2 years ago for this? Like, I don't know. Coward though. He's not gonna do. He's not gonna stand up.
I mean, like, his whole thing is that he's like a China hawk, right? He doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, none of these people have any values or like, and it's like it's just like it's like please don't sell out my country to Russian oligarchs.